Countless studies have demonstrated that rejection not only hurts our self-esteem, but inflicts severe damage to our psychological and mental well-being, which goes beyond mere emotional pain and bruises one's ego. Anthropologists have demonstrated that humans have a strong need to affiliate and be accepted within specific social groups. Access denial or rejection creates deep alienation anxieties, erosion of confidence, and psychological unbalance. People being naturally avoid situations where they fear being rejected. No one enjoys being pushed away, ignored, or dismissed. We tend to mix business rejection with personal rejections, even when we are aware of the difference between the two.
Consider Marcus, who transitioned from engineering to software sales.
In his first month, he experienced 47 consecutive rejections during cold calls. Physically shaken after each call, he almost quit, until his manager had him listen to recordings of the company's top performer, who averaged 38 rejections before each sale. What Marcus initially interpreted as personal failure was rather a normal part of the process. 6 months later, he had developed such resilience that rejection barely registered emotionally, and he had become the second highest performer on his team. Rejection can have a paralyzing psychological effect, forcing the individual to experience high anxiety. The irony is that most of these emotions are processed in the individual's mind before they occur. Some salespeople build stronger tolerance to rejection by voluntarily putting themselves in situations where the likelihood of rejection is high. Exposure to frequent rejections builds the salesperson's confidence and understanding by realizing that rejections are not personal, but rather business decisions based on the customer circumstances and business state. A rejection is nothing more than what psychologists call false beliefs, an emotion that keeps us from facing rejection with intelligence and rationality. Buyers have the right to object to your thoughts, logic, and offers. It would help if you understood that closing a deal means reaching a consensus that matches your customer needs and desires with yours. Rejections should not be feared, because without it, there is no progress, no dialogue, and no compromise. Yet many inexperienced salespeople avoid the emotion of rejection like the plague. Professional salespeople view customer rejections as a good sign to advance the sale. A rejection can denote that the customer is not satisfied with some aspect of the offer, like price, options, product features, delivery timing, and functionality, among other things. After all, you are selling a solution to a problem. You will need to do an excellent job of identifying the problem and fix it quickly and accurately to earn your customer trust. However, it could also indicate lousy timing, no budget, no interest, or being satisfied with a competitor offer or product. An objection can reflect a customer concern, state of mind, financial situation, and may provide you with a glimpse at the business growth trajectory. What's particularly interesting about rejection in sales is how top performers mentally reframe it. Rather than seeing no as rejection, they view it as valuable data. Each objection provides insight into what matters to the prospect and where the salesperson's communication may have missed the mark. By treating rejection as a learning opportunity rather than a personal failure, elite salespeople transform what could be emotionally devastating into an asset that improves their approach. Outbound cold calling sales reps tend to experience a higher rate of rejection than those canvassing in person or calling on existing clients. Outbound sales reps' success rate is lower and tends to have a lower average transaction value. However, many outbound salespeople are incredibly successful in calling on customers. Whether you are an outbound, inbound, or field sales rep, what matters is your ability to overcome your fears, knowing that your efforts will pay a high dividend in terms of reducing your fear of rejection. Repetition and proper preparation lower your rate of rejection and increase your rate of success. Want to make it easier? Build your rejection resistance strategically. Begin with low-stakes situations where rejection is less likely to trigger strong emotional responses. For example, start by calling warm leads who have shown interest rather than complete strangers. As your confidence grows, gradually increase the difficulty of your sales interactions. Another tip is to create a personal rejection ritual, perhaps writing down what you learned from each no or celebrating as progress reaching a certain number of rejections. This systematic approach transforms rejection from something to be feared into a measurable metric that indicates growth.